chance to all get together, to network, to hopefully share ideas about what's going on in your different companies, learn from each other. And of course, we've got an amazing program with some wonderful speakers.
Pent-up demand in the hiring market, and people are looking for ways to make more money. And as a result, employees are not able to bring back any of the comp that they've extended, much less not be able to give people a cost of living adjustment against a 4 or a 5% inflation rate. So as we go into 24, the real question comes back, and if you look into inflation, the truth of the matter is that even if it's 4%, it's actually not affecting us the same way it was a year ago.
But AI, is it really valuable for supply chain industry? And don't take the word from me, here is what the data speaks. 55% of manufacturers have reported cost decreases as a result of adopting AI in manufacturing. And this is the highest out of all business functions evaluated.
A whole bunch of black and white cows out there. If you're recruiting people, that's your opportunities. A lot of people suck at recruiting marketing. Placements, where? Where do you do them? Right? We all know, go hit your ATS, hit a button, it all goes to Indeed. I'm going to tell you there's better ways than that to do it. And then process. Expectations are, if I have a question, I want to answer now. The first thing we do when someone says my ad's aren't working, so let's start with your live answer rate. Do you answer the phone at 95% or higher?
So we need to figure a way to continue to balance that and continue to benefit or to balance the needs of the employees versus the needs of the company. 3 ways to do that. Again, I think they're pretty obvious, but I think they're pretty important. Employee input. It's important to understand what motivates people, what they feel is important. Multiple options coordinated together. Like I said, I don't think there's one right answer to this question. It's a multiple variable equation that needs to be solved. And then flexibility. And you know, my hypothesis on this is let's performance determine if it's working or whether to keep it going or if you need to make changes.
You know, everyone likes to talk about Gen AI. What you don't hear is that OpenAI is almost bankrupting themselves keeping that stuff running because it's so expensive. So, you know, there's a lot of things out there that could be used, but finding the right set of tools from a predictive analytics point of view is important.
Approach in manufacturing can be complemented with technology, right? Start with your people. If you start with the technology first, it's a whole heck of a lot harder to have a bunch of equipment that you invested money in that you're going to turn around and tear out and then try to bring people in, right? Get your people up to snuff, have them, you know, become a team, work with them, enable them to do what they want to do, and then start applying the technology.
This, and ultimately what you see on the left is the original pitch that our boss had for some options of automation that we could launch in our distribution centers. The VLMs, the AMRs, the orchestration, and the advanced technologies that Brandon just referenced as far as the drones. On the right is the actual floor layout in our Warsaw, Kentucky facility. It's about 700,000 square feet, and every box in yellow on the right is where we took an action, where we made a move, where we launched automation or did something strategically that was built around the automation to enhance it. Because again, automation is one piece of optimizing your distribution network. That's certainly what we have found to be the case.
We try to find exemplar answers to those interview questions from platforms such as Indeed, Glassdoor, and so on. And then we try to train the AI model on the composition of a good response to that interview question. And so we have that. And then on the other hand, we have the historic hiring manager decisions. And so what we do is we find candidates at the intersection of what the AI has learned from outside the organization and what the AI has learned from within the organization or historic decisions from the organization. And we find that when you train models in such a system, they are fairer than models that are trained only on the organization's data. And they are also less accurate in predicting, in the context of this study, we are looking at race, in predicting who is black, who is white, who is Hispanic, and so on.